is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Weekly Brawl tier list. So the Brawl modifiers this week, it looks like we have some Terran Mercenaries here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. I'm going to send out one lone Legionary here. So we have Bastion, so base structures have double life. And we have Bountiful, so Refineries grant double income. So I feel like I'm just going to be auto-gassing this week. And late game commanders are going to be the stuff here. And we're playing with Lieutenant Razgriz over here, as well as my boy Motherland. At least that's his in-game name here. Looks like I'm against Rainer. I hope he doesn't fight me in disguise. That would be very lame. Because then I have to fight something that beats Banshees, which is not going to be fun. Because Fenix anti-air is kind of... Fenix anti-air is kind of... But I'm going to make sure I'm auto-gassing here. I'm going to auto-power level as well. Ooh, there's a Stetman over here. And it looks like this is a Manx mirror match for our boy over here. I'll put down another Legionary here. Research complete. I have an idea of just going like mass Legionary Adept. I don't know how well that's going to go into Banshees, because the Banshees are going to be able to outrange me. But Rainer could probably beat me on the ground if he went mass Firebat, right? I don't know, maybe. I'll see. He's got one Firebat here. I'm gonna get charge. That should just knock him out. Boom. Yeah, that one Firebat's just gonna go down here to my very powerful Legionaries here. So Rainer's probably tech switching to air right now, and I don't know. I don't think I want to fight Rainer in the air. But now that I have access to Vikings... might be useful, because the scouts can tank and then the Vikings can get in. I don't know, as long as Mojo stays alive, that's what matters. But honestly, Mojo's just going to get taken out by a large amount of Vikings. So I don't know how I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Definitely it's not going to be. It's definitely not War Pigs. I think I'm just going to tech up here. I don't know. I feel like if I want to deal with Banshees and Vikings and stuff, I think I could probably handle it with carriers, because Vikings aren't too great against carriers if the carriers can get close enough. I just gotta make sure I have enough front line to protect the carriers. So we might see a carrier game on Fenix, actually. We'll see. Because I can also build the Vikings on ground space, and then okay, I like this Rainer. He going ground. I like this guy. All right, let's do it then. We're going ground. Let's go. Phoenix ground is so good. Let's tussle. Yeah, got a Mojo coming out here. I think, does he have slow? I think he does have slow. But yeah, like these Legionaries just take everything out here. Mojo here. I don't know if Mojo can really stun. I think Mojo can beat Gary, right? He's got 500 health. This is kind of strong. It's kind of strong. It's kind of strong. I'm just gonna be auto gassing. I have like 3-minute gas here because I'm super greedy, and I'm gonna buy a siege tank probably. I'm gonna buy a siege tank here. Let's go. So I think Vorzu can probably cloak these things, which is gonna be very, very good. And Phoenix with siege tanks is gonna be hilarious. Oh yes, he's got more Firebats. Here we go, boys. Okay, tanks. Let's go. Boom. Boom. Oh no, tank, don't re-siege, don't re-siege, don't re-siege, don't re-siege. Oh crap. Okay. Well, I feel like if I have Kaldalis, I feel like everything will be fine. Because Kaldalis can just jump in there and dice everything to shreds. I feel like this is gonna be a pure Kaldalis game. I don't know. Pure Kaldalis game. It might work out. It might not. We'll see. Damn, those lurkers are fast. There we go, let's go. By the way, guys, if you guys are new here to my channel and you guys enjoyed Direct Strike content, be sure to watch this video until the end for the tier list for this week, but also for to see like how the outcome of this game ends up playing out here, because I'm kind of curious too. Oh, he's got a tank of his own. Here, I'm gonna get some weapon upgrades here, and then I'm gonna make sure I get Kaldalis' empowered blades here, so he can just cut his way through. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, the side with Kaldalis on it is much stronger. Boom, Boom. Boom. Siegebreaker's normal attack damage is nothing. Feels bad. Okay, so the side of the Caldalis is just always going to win here. So I feel like I should probably stack my tanks to favor Caldalis' side, because I don't want the tanks to get overrun, right? And then I'm going to artificially make Caldalis' side much, much stronger, so that I can just sort of do a wraparound. I don't know, we'll see how that works. I can probably get Fenix himself, so I might just have to save up for that. Oh man, there's Banshees coming in. Manx with Banshees? That's over. I'm gonna... Oh, did that come out too late? That came out too late. Okay, then I'm just not gonna have it. Just not gonna have it for now. I'm gonna go and grab it for something for Fenix here. Yeah, by the way, guys, we are a quarter of the way to our next sub goal of 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys... I don't know. Can we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year? I don't know. If you guys have been watching for quite some time, be sure to show your support by dropping a sub. If you're not subbed already, that huge Rainer Bowwave surviving is kind of bad news. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose our bunker here. Feels bad, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to get Praetor Fenix here. And I'll put him up front like this. Got some more conservators here. But yeah, I don't know. Caldalis without the stim. I'm still living for Caldalis with the stim from last week. But Caldalis without the stim is just not as great. I'm gonna see if I can put down a conservator here. Reduces incoming damage by 35%. Although I have to fight Manx now, and I have no anti-air. That's gonna really suck here. Oh, okay. Well, so much for the conservator, I guess. So much for the conservator. Shock division here is just gonna... God damn it. It's the enemy mix, dude. Boom. I'm gonna move these back here. Man, I have to deal with those mirages now? I mean, not mirages, those Banshees. Oh my god. Those marauders are just gonna tear everything apart. That might be it for us. Rather unfortunate game here. What do I need to get against those Banshees? They have... Oh, they're Duskwings, though, so they have AoE. So I need to buy a Mojo here. Okay, there we go. Get Mojo. I'm going to get another one of these guys. And I'm just going to let them auto-cast a protective field here, because I feel like that just makes sense. I'm going to get the Mojo Suppression Barrage here. And then I'm going to scan preemptively. So hopefully the Suppression Barrage can do something. Oh my god, how are these Sky Furies so good against me? My units aren't even massive. I don't know. At least I'm holding it down back here. I don't know if Rainer has fast siege on his tanks. I don't think he does. Praetor Fenix are doing his best, but man, these Sky Furies are really, really painful. I think I'm gonna have to buy some Vikings here. Because the Vikings also have like a bit of a longer range too. I think they're permanently going to be flyers though. So there'll be that. But I hate the fact that I have to build air units here. Because Scout's just kind of not good. Mojo always has a shorter range, so he's going to yeet himself in front anyways. I got some combat sensor upgrades. Something I have here have detection. Yeah, Mojo's always just ending up tanking. At least my Hell's Angels in the back are doing something, I guess. But they really don't do too much damage compared to the Sky Furies. Oh, there's an Observer here from Razgris. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, like... I don't know, guys. Protoss Air... kind of sus. Despite being a very powerful spacefaring civilization with multiple planets that they live on, they have the shittiest air in the game. Big sus. Well, I don't know. And just in Direct Strike, Protoss Air isn't that great in Direct Strike. I think I'm gonna move Mojo back here and stick a Hell's Angel over here, because Mojo's always just gonna run forward anyways. So, you know, the fact that I have to build scouts though means that once Manx builds a Black Hammer, it's over. Oh, and the weapons upgrade here. They're here. Let's see. Like, if Mojo can survive to kill off the Sky Furies, that would be great, because he can stun them. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I needed to put Mojo further back. Yeah, but most of my ground units here are just getting chewed up here. I think Mojo is actually targeting the medics, which is great, because he does a lot of damage to the medics. Because they're all light here. And they do, like, tickle damage to the tanks, but, you know, it's better than nothing. Boom. A bunch of Mojos here. Does Mojo benefit from other scouts surviving? I don't know. I feel like you should be able to buy more than one Mojo. I don't know, guys. Don't they got other heroes? Don't the Protoss got other heroes? They have to have other heroes. Come on, guys. But yeah. We holding on as hard as we can. But with Bountiful, like, losing middle income isn't really as impactful. Although that Black Hammer took out most of those Banshees, which is great. I didn't realize Kaldalis could be slowed by Fire Bats. It's actually kind of Papega. Okay, so my scouts just run in there and kill off all the medics. I like their priority. And now, I guess the scouts actually do kind of do enough damage here. Ooh, Cluster Buster's coming out here. Okay, we got the epic Protoss music in the background. So I think what I need is I need a Warbringer. But I'm gonna fill up my legionary line here, and I'm gonna put Kaldalis like a little bit further back because he likes to jump in. So I would like him to jump in a little bit later. Hopefully that'll be helpful. But yeah, I'm gonna save up for Warbringer now. Let's go. The thing is though, Black Hammer is really good against Flying Sky. Oh my God, he went for Hyperion. Okay, well I think Warbringer might actually be useful here. But I have to buy a lot of Colossus, and it's gonna look weird. But don't worry about it, guys. Razgriz pulled this trick off on me on stream, where he bought so many Colossus. Warbringer's big blast attack just did a lot of damage. That being said, he might get sniped off by Vikings, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna try and stack this side here. I don't like the fact that I take up airspace with my Colossus. That's like such a huge nerf. This feels bad, man. So I feel like from now on, for the rest of this game, I'm just gonna be building Hell's Angels like that. I don't really need the Siege Breakers at this point. Like, they're good to like stay alive and stack a bit, but honestly, what point is there if I don't, like, you know, take away, like, destroy the enemy ground? So I'm gonna get Warbringer here. The Purification Blast does a lot of damage, if I believe correctly. Let's see. That's 150 damage, and it gets plus 50 for every Colossus in the game. So that will be very good. So my Hells Angels should be able to beat the Hyperion and the other Vikings temporarily. So that should be good. The Colossus here. Not performing too well against Hydralisk, even though that was exactly what they're marketed for. I'll top it because you can't kite them back. If I could kite them back, they're pretty good. That's why I don't have longer range here. Okay, so now that I have my Warbringer, I'll make sure this side of Skyfierce is just stacked up here. Warbringer should be able to just annihilate most things here. Put down our Colossus here. There we go. And so now my Purification Blast should do quite a bit of damage here. Plus, it should do plus 50 per each. So it's like 100, 250. Okay. So now I can get a big Purification Blast going on. Boom, boom. And its cooldown, I think, is quite short. It's like every 3 seconds you can purify. Oh yeah, baby. Never thought I'd say this, but somehow Phoenix Air is beating Rainer Air, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the Vikings. I want to say it's because of the Vikings. Just because of their long range, honestly. Warbringer here just holding it down. This whole side is just going to be Colossus. I'm just going to have a line of Colossus that stretches all the way back to the back of the base here. But we're looking at extra long games this week because of Bastion, I would say, and because of Bountiful. People just sort of want to just, you know, stack up on minerals here. Oh, I think in Hyperion rush a little earlier too, I think, maybe. I don't know. Maybe later. Because Bountiful, you kind of want to just auto-gas. And if you don't auto-gas, you're kind of being sus. So, I don't know. I'm going to get some more weapon upgrades here. There we go. Boom. I think Fenix in his Praetor suit's pretty good here. There we go. There we go. My large amount of Colossus are just going to start purification blasting everything, hopefully. Come on, give me purification. Where's the purifier? There we go. My Vikings are still alive here. Like, Stetman looks like he's going to be a lot weaker this week because of everyone having access to Vikings here. Warbringer here, just going ham. That's the cannon, boys. I don't know how, but we're bringing it back. And it just goes to show that, who could have guessed that short-ranged but kind of tanky anti-air is bad. Put down more Colossus here. I don't know if I need more... Wait, that was the wrong Colossus. I want to move this one. Nope, nope, I want to move this one. Thank you very much. Okay, so the Purification Blast now does 450 damage, which is sizable. Level up ground weapons again. I'm going to level up air weapons probably as well. So that should upgrade my Lancer torpedoes here. Let's see. Purification Blast should be coming out. I have so many Colossus here. Where is Warbringer? Warbringer's tanking the brunt of the stuff, though. I don't like that. Uh-oh. Remember my attempt as this that you ruined with the Haka. Remember my attempt at this that you ruined with the Haka. Oh yeah, I think Razgo's tried to go Mass Adepts against me in a stream game here. Mass Adepts are looking quite good though. Looking quite juicy right now. I want to put down some more scouts here because my Colossus are getting a little smacked around here, but I think yeah. I'm just trying to replicate your Colossus. I'm just trying to replicate his Colossus strat here, but there might be too many Vikings now. And I might need to get some carriers for the Vikings to focus on instead of my Colossus. I mean, I don't think they naturally focus on Colossus, though, so I feel like that's kind of okay. They only focus on Colossus if there's nothing else. I don't know. We'll see if it's not going to work against Manx Rainer. We'll see. Because Warbringer looks like he's going for it. He's going for it. Okay. He's going for it, boys. Because the Colossus don't aggro ground, right? So, you know, as long as I have something in the air distracting them, also known as my massive fleet of expendables, we should be fine. I don't even think I'm gonna go for. I don't even think I'm gonna go for carriers. I think like Warbringer's like blast here does 600 damage, boys. I believe in the power of Warbringer. He's gonna be able to do it. 600 blast, like Razgriz hit my Nexus for like 1k with his blast, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I really want to make that happen. I think I can. Can I target this? And I can't. Okay, well, okay. I don't know. Rainer has gotten himself a large fleet of Vikings. And his Vikings are hitting my Colossus now. Feels bad. Feels bad. Feels bad. Warbringer, at least take a Hyperion, please. Okay, this is not working out. This is not working out. We gotta abort. We gotta abort. We gotta abort, boys. I think I gotta follow suit with what Razgriz is doing here. Because Talus's bounce damage is actually insane. I'm gonna level up Talus here. And I guess I'm just gonna throw more Vikings into the fodder. Because I need them to stay alive here. So my heroes bounced out over there, they're over there. I don't know, man. Manx is a bit of a tough one to fight against. And Rainer is basically just like cheaper Minsk with more units. And better control of the air if he goes mass Vikings. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I mean, the side with the Colossus on it are definitely just gonna crush everything. Because they also have Fenix, not Fenix, yeah. They also have, whatchamacallit. I forgot, I'm brain farting right now. Caldalis. Caldalis is on that side. But I wasn't able to take a Hyperion, which is going to be really problematic here. I'm gonna get the debilitation system here, but I think I'm just gonna have a bunch of adepts run up here. How did? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna copy Razgus's placement here. There we go. I'm gonna make sure this side is just stacked with adepts, and we can see how that's gonna work out for us. I don't know. Hopefully it does. It's honestly Phoenix Gateway. Phoenix Gateway is really powerful, but like, you know, everything else kind of sucks. I'm not really concerned about ground because Phoenix ground is really strong. It's my air. Yeah, my air's gone forward and it's dying to the black hammers. Oh, that's bad. And now all I have left are my Colossus trying to hold it down here. I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job at cleaning up the ground units, but I don't know. Might be too little, too late now. It's just that Rainer's Viking Reef is so good. And then he's got a Black Hammer to support him. I don't know. Like, these adepts they're doing pretty admirable job here. Uh-oh. Well, we got our own Manx, so hopefully that'll be enough. I might have to get Arbiter Phoenix. I don't know. Just like make him stealth our wave. I don't know if that's a good idea here. Stasis field active. I'm gonna cloak our Nexus here. There we go. It's gonna be draining a lot. There we go. Force him to scan here. I think that's the last trick I have to use up my sleeve as Phoenix. Just have invisible guys here. And I have the stasis field here. Ooh. That's not looking too good. I wasn't able to clean up this side. This side was where all the tanks were stacked on. And now it's up to Razguz to clean this stuff up. I don't know if we can do it. Razguz does have a lot of adepts, though. And the adepts are going to slaughter basically anything that lands. But this side is just very strong here. Oh, crap. Okay. I'm gonna buy a carrier. Maybe I can turn into Kolarian. I'm gonna turn into Kolarian if I can. Kolarian will at least offer me something in the air that's big. Be able to hold it down. Yeah, because like all these tanks here are just gonna try and hit our stuff. Alright, Phoenix, let's go. Cloaking field is on. There we go. Cloak all my units here. If they can't see me, they can't kill me. It just provides my team, like, you know, artificial. There we go. I'm gonna cloak. Well, I can't cloak because I use stasis field. Oh, crap. Oh, well. I know the Colossus can definitely clean house here, but because I have so many of them. Although they're not quite good into tanks. I think the Arbiter is the last trick I have up my sleeve here. I'm gonna buy like 2 carriers. I don't really believe in the power of carriers, to be honest. I think Kolarian might have some effect, but it's only like on the ground, to be honest. Kolarian's really great on the ground. Because all he does is really bomb them. Come on, boys. I don't know, but this is probably a longer Phoenix game than most. Get the Graviton Catapult here. Get the upgraded air weapons. I'm gonna get interdictors here. I don't know if I should get Taldarin. I feel like Taldarin might be helpful, but I need to have a lot of immortals to really make him really good. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna just cloak here, and then I'm gonna stasis field his Hyperion so he can't like be hitting me. He's gone. Kolarian here is also not gonna last very long. Oh man, all those tanks, dude. Those tanks really took out my Colossus here. I don't know, we got some air weapon upgrades coming in. At least we have a lot more money to fight back with, thanks to Bountiful. How's Kolarian doing? I mean, Warbringer doing? He's doing 600 damage per blast, though. So, like, I do believe in the power of Warbringer. I have a sentry over there now. Okay, that's good. How's my boy Kaldalis doing? Okay, he's going good. He's doing good. Not enough minerals. Every Colossus is plus 50 ground damage. I have to do it. or just plus 50 damage to the blast each time. I'm gonna get some air armor upgrades here, and I'm gonna go stealth mode. I think he's automatically scanning. Yeah, I'm automatically getting scanned. So yeah, that's just gonna be the end of it, basically. Like, Warbringer just got taken out here. Damn. My tanks are just getting taken out. Rasker still has a lot of adepts, though. If he has more legionaries, I think, these adepts can actually overrun. They are overrunning right now. What am I saying? I need some adepts here. How much does my bounce do? My bounce does 25 for 50. Oh, it does 70 something damage versus, and it does like 100 something versus light. But we're like just trying to hang in here right now. Each adept increases this by 2.5. Ricochet is 8 times though. 8 times is probably a little too many, like a little too little. As I suspect the Klarian and his carrier buddy is not going to be doing much damage here. I'm going to level up some shields here. I'm going to make my guys invisible here. There we go. We can't see what we're hitting. Okay, got the solar beam locked on here. Cybros Arbiter getting taken out here. Boom, boom. Black Hammer, Shock Division. Like, being able to CC his Shock Division and Black Hammer is very good. But not being able to clean it up afterwards is not so good. Damn. Yeah, like, I think the Arbiter Phoenix is like the last trick Phoenix really has up his sleeve. But against all those Vikings, I think if I had more carriers, I think that would have worked out here. Yeah, like, we're just, I don't know, because carriers do like dump on Vikings quite nicely if they can get close enough to them. But the issue is, well, they can't. Let's go. I'm gonna send in more legionaries here. We need more units. If I stealth the Nexus, they can't hit it, right? Oh man, they burned through our shields here. We killed the last Hyperion. Oh man, but most of my adepts have gone down. You know what I don't have enough of? I don't have enough, I don't have any immortals. I don't know if I should have gotten more immortals here, because there's a lot of tanks on the field by the end of the game. Because Raynor had the opportunity to just build tanks here. Damn. That was tough. Let's have a look at the damage dealt here. I did 206k, so I guess that's pretty admirable here. Rasgus here doing 150. Tanking a lot, though. I guess all those adepts were quite tanky. There were a lot of adepts here. This is literally just... Damn. Okay, and then Motherland here. Really just holding it down with the Menks. Just doing his best. Honestly, there's not much more you can do with... I don't think you actually want the tanks this week on Menks. Although I could be wrong. Although I don't know what else you would buy on Menks. I feel like if you buy Banshees, that would be hilarious. Yeah, it's just Phoenix late game, boys. Phoenix late game just gets outclassed. Raynor with 250k damage here. Damn. Alright, well, let's move on to the tier list. Alright, and we are back. Let's get right into it. So game plan today, as per usual, auras, strategy, rankings. Let's go. And if for some reason you guys skipped here and you guys have been watching for some time, be sure to drop a like and a sub if you're not yet ready. So, modifiers this week. We got Bastion. Structures have double HP. For what that's worth, it'll mean the games will go on for slightly longer. Slightly, not that much. And then Bountiful just means that you have lots of money to play with. So chances are you're going to be seeing later games, bigger armies, which is always a lot of fun. And then you also have Hill's Cantina, which just lets you hire some very nice Terran mercenaries, of which 2 of them I would say are useless. But that's helps spice up your build. So I want to say the strategy this week is really just to complement the weaknesses of your commander. Because the Terran mercenaries really help balance out what your commander doesn't really do well at. For example, like Tychus just doesn't have enough guys in the field. Bam! You can fix that with buying some Duskwings, which really messes up with your opponent because your opponent's like, wait, I'm fighting Tychus, so I should buy anti-Tychus things, like say you're Swan and you buy a bunch of Cyclones, and then Tychus is like, psych! I got some Duskwings. And then the Duskwings just completely dumps your Cyclones, and then you're like, okay, what do I do? I have to buy like, I don't know, some sort of anti-air, which isn't that good against Tychus. So yeah, you can really mess things up, and you can really like help yourself out, like especially if you're a Protoss commander. You finally have access to Vikings, which is a nice long-range anti-air unit, which is going to be great. And that'll help you out slightly more, despite the fact that your opponents are also going to have access to them. But yeah, honestly, never buy the tier 1 mercenaries like the Marines and the Marauders. They are literally never going to be worth it. You're wasting your energy, and you can't refund that energy. So just don't buy them. They're completely useless. And it's going to be late game battles this week. Like, every time it's Bountiful, it's going to end up being late game battles because you just have more troops. Like, unless your opponents literally just sit on their hands doing nothing for some odd reason, it's going to be a late game battle. So, here's what I think for the rankings are. I think if it's going to be a late game battle here, Manx is going to be on top. I know, probably you're thinking, wait, but Tychus though, you know? I think Manx can handle Tychus still pretty well this week, especially with the access to Dustwings. It forces Tychus to have to deal with them, which means he has to probably buy like either a Sam or a Vega to bring him onto the ground and he can destroy them. And then on top of that, I guess he can buy Vega, but then like Vega will, I guess would be, actually, I don't know, Vega could be quite effective there. But I'm still thinking of like the standard like Manx Shock Division boys and lots of lanes just running in. If Tychus has Banshees, that might actually make it a little harder for Manx to beat him. But it's not impossible. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to play that matchup to see what it's like. Next in the S tier, I would say is Alarak, because Alarak late game is quite monstrous. In terms of like the Wrathwalker stack going, and you're going to get a lot more money for Wrathwalkers this week, so you're going to have a lot more Wrathwalkers. The only thing holding that back is probably enemy Hell's Angels, but Wrathwalkers I think have to 2-shot them, so I mean Alarak can really just fix that by buying Hell's Angels of his own. And if he so chooses, because of Bountiful, motherships are now actually an accessible option. Also, Bountiful makes Manx good, like automatically, because you can just spam out more Royal Guards. Next in the S tier, I actually want to say Han and Horner. So this is kind of a spicy pick here because Han and Horner technically looks like they're going to be weaker because everyone now has access to Vikings, which are going to be able to contest their Vikings to some degree. Not much. Han and Horner's Daemons Vikings are still going to be king. But I would say that ground Han and Horner with grenade cars and Hellions and grounded Daemons Vikings coupled with siege tanks would actually be very good. I don't know. It feels like your opponents are going to end up buying Banshees against you, which is kind of exactly what you want as Han and Horner, because then you can just tell your Vikings to lift off and, dump on the Banshees. But yeah, I feel like Han and Horner this week is sleeper OP. Next in the 8, I have Abathur. I want to have Abathur here because I think Abathur Air is pretty strong already. And the Hell's Angels really add a lot to his air units, simply because of the fact that Devours are short-ranged, and Hell's Angels have a decently larger range, and they can be in the back doing DPS, because Devours have to fly forward, and in the process of flying forward, they usually get gunned down by, like, I don't know. They're also massive, so, Manx is just going to eat them alive. That being said, though, I think Hell's Angels can really help balance that out. Or you can just go pure ground Abathur this week, I think. Just like Roach, Queen, Swarm Host, and then slap on some tanks. That'll be beautiful, but your opponents are probably going to buy Dustwings, but probably not going to be in a large enough amount to make a difference. I would say. I don't know. We'll have to see. Next in the A, I want to say Artanis is going to be in the A here as well, because Artanis has that Crusher comp that you can really build towards, and once you hit critical mass, your wave is just super thick, super tanky, and just doesn't die. And also does a lot of AoE. Add on the fact that maybe you can replace your Reavers with tanks. I don't know if it would be a good idea to replace your Reavers with tanks, because I think this week's tanks do 100 damage per shot to anything. So it might actually be good enough to replace your Reavers with tanks and then just get more Dragoons or Immortals or Archons instead, and then swap over to Tempest if you need to. And then by the time you're swapping over to Tempest, your opponents probably haven't built any Hell's Angels to really mess with you. And you really dumpster Banshees as well, because your Archons can just feedback them and then they just die. That or they feedback them, they lose stealth and they take a lot of damage, and then they get Psystormed, and then whatever's left gets cleaned up by Dragoons. So I'm banking that Artanis is going to be pretty good this week as well. Next, I also have Tychus, because Tychus, having access to mercenaries really helps spice his build up, because you can just hold on to them for some time and then buy a bunch of random things that counter whatever your opponent's been building. I don't know. There might be a case for building Marauders on Tychus, because you have to deal with anti-armor, and you want to have more anti-armor than just your Kev. There might be a case of just buying tanks on Tychus, because you are staying alive somehow and you're able to stack. There's also a stacking unit for Tychus, which is pretty pog. Next, we have the fattest B tier probably ever, because I think
I really couldn't really pin these commanders as being either too OP or like kind of bad. So I was like, B tier. So Karak's B tier because, well, Karak's normally is quite weak. In a lot of matchups against the correct matchups, Karak is quite strong. This week I would say that he has slightly better weaker matchups. Like his weaker matchups aren't like as like decided as before. Like he could buy Vikings, which help deal with high armor targets. That being said, though, if you go up against a guy like Raynor, Raynor's still gonna like crush your soul. Raynor is in the B because Raynor has a lot of like small units, and so if it does hit late game, like and his Hyperion hasn't won the game yet, like it's gonna be a bit dicey. I don't think Raynor tanks benefit from the fat. Like I don't think the Raynor siege breakers benefit from the fast siege. So yeah, that's not as good. If they did benefit from the fast siege, you could just go like a mass tank Raynor, and that'll be beautiful. But yeah, I don't think Raynor's too broken. He's not like too bad either right now. So I feel like B is a good spot for him. Next we have Warzone. I think Warzone here has some very spicy potential to just go full air. Because normally your Warzone air wave is like you have the Corsairs in the front, right? And they tank and they do stuff and they get blown up. And then you have the invisible Void Rays in the back, which do bonus damage to anti-armor, to armored units, right? And now you can even stealth your Hell's Angels, and your Hell's Angels can do the same thing the Void Rays are doing, but potentially a little bit better in some situations and a little bit worse in other situations. But, nonetheless, you also have some extra spicy additions, right? So I feel like Warzone has potential to be very good. You can also go ground Warzone with like Stalkers and then like have stealth tanks, although I feel like that's not as great. I don't know. There's a lot of meme potential. You could go Invisible Marines. I don't know if you want to do that, but next in the B tier we have Kerrigan. So I'm thinking Kerrigan, you can go two things. You can just go pure ground Kerrigan with your Hydralisk, which probably isn't a good idea because of Duskwings this week. And then like Hydralisk and tanks and Ultralisk, which is a hilarious combination. Or you could go Broodlord with Hell's Angels support and Mutalisk. I don't know. I feel like that could have some big potential. Because normally Kerrigan doesn't have an air unit that really can protect her Broodlords. Like she has Mutalisk. Like Mutalisk just commit suicide. Like they just want to die. So like your Broodlords are just left there. Like, bruh. So this week I think maybe that'll be a bit better. Also because you're going to be encountering a lot of air. Kerrigan's disruption web is also pretty strong. But we'll see. Next we have Stukov. Stukov, I think Stukov is still like true middle here. He doesn't really pop off with any of the mercenaries. I think the Hell's Angels will definitely help his air potential though, because the Liberators that he has like have such short range. They're probably gonna get taken out this week now that everyone has Hell's Angels. So he might struggle a bit there, but with some Hell's Angels of his own and probably like a lot of Diamondbacks, you could probably be able to do something about that if your opponent builds a lot of air. But I think Ground Stukov this week is going to get complemented really well by the tanks. Like you could just not buy your own tanks and just buy like the Siege Breaker, and instead just focus on buying bunkers and stuff, and that could be very good. Next in the B tier we have Dahaka. Dahaka has some benefits to his anti-air because he now has access to Hell's Angels, and before like all he had was his Mutalisk, which weren't very good in terms of actual DPS on anything besides air units. Ground-wise, I don't really know if Dahaka needs to be complemented by the Siege Breakers. I feel like Dahaka already does a very good job with his ground damage, although they're quite expensive. Like I'm thinking of Creeper Hosts, like they're quite expensive, so maybe like Siege Breakers could be like a stand-in unit. Like you just go like full run at them Dahaka with Ultralisk and small Zerglings and Roaches, and then have Siege Breakers in the back. That of course depends on what your opponent does too. In the C tier, we have Nova here. I have a spicy idea with Nova, but I don't know how good it's going to be overall. So, last week's Brawl, we had, like, the stim pack and everything. I, like, encountered this guy who, like, just capped my ass, for lack of a better word, with Initial Contact Nova, with, like, a bunch of, like, Ghosts and Marauders. So I'm thinking, like, we could do that this week again, but instead of having to buy like some sort of stacking unit in the back, you can just buy the Siege Breaker. That being said, though, Nova kind of isn't as great this week because everyone has access to Banshees, which kind of forces you to probably have to build Goliath every game, I would say, just for that like potential to have to deal with the Banshees. And Hell's Angels are okay in terms of like air support, like they help you out a little bit, but everyone else also has them. So I feel like it might just have to be Goliath online this week for Nova, like just pure Goliaths. Yeah, next week Next week. Next we have Zagara. Zagara, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Zagara has the Bountiful, which is really helpful. If you're going pure ground, Zagara can easily dominate. And in the air, if Zagara hits enough Scourge, she can also dominate. I don't think Hell's Angels do well against Scourge. They do well against Corruptors, though. But against Scourge, like, still probably going to get wiped out. Zagara has the potential to be very good. You could probably actually buy tier 1 units, like the Marines and the Marauders, instead of a Siegebreaker, because then they can run in with your guys. The abs will explode, and then the Marines and the Marauders will be doing damage, and you might be able to skimp out on your Hunter Killers. You might. I don't think you should, though, because his Hunter Killers are just too good. But they can add to the DPS. I feel like that might be okay with Zagara, because Zagara just has a run-in wave anyways. You could try and stack with the tanks. That could be good, too. But yeah. And next we have Fenix in the C tier. I think if Fenix was fighting a pure ground army, he would literally just beat everyone up. But that is not the way how Direct Strike works. So Fenix, unfortunately, isn't that great. And that's because your opponents have Banshees. He's also slightly weaker now, because Phoenix's anti-air on the ground consists of very short-range adepts, and his Phoenix Dragoon. And then he has Scouts, which, by the way, get countered by Vikings, and now everyone has access to Vikings. So Phoenix anti-air is going to be a lot worse. Even though he has Hell's Angels, it's like it doesn't really make up for the fact that like his scouts are getting butchered, because like his real power in the air lies with Mojo, and Mojo is just gonna get sniped. So I feel like Phoenix just is gonna struggle this week. And next in the D tier we have Swan. So with Swan, it's kind of funky, because I'm thinking like, how can he use the mercenaries he's getting, right? Swan's tanks are already very good. Like the Swan tank mercenary is going to be even better. It does like 140 damage, because his tank upgrade benefits his all tanks that he has. But that's assuming you're fighting a pure ground enemy. And if you are fighting a pure ground enemy, that's great. But if not, like if your opponent splices in some Dustwings, you're going to have to buy some Goliaths, which for the most part should be able to handle Dustwings. But I'm also thinking about like your opponents having access to Hell's Angels as well, which will really dumpster your science vessels a little bit more than usual. And I don't know, like Swan can buy Hell's Angels too, but like they're not really that great by themselves, you know, like they'll cushion it and stuff. But yeah, but I feel like if you go for like a pure ground comp, like Swan can be pretty good as well. And finally, in the last position in D tier, I think is Stetman, because everyone has access to Hell's Angels. Everyone has an answer for Gary. Usually, Stetman relies on Gary going unanswered, or just being able to take care of your opponent's air before they can answer it. And because Mecha Corruptors have such short range, they have to get in close, which means Hell's Angels can probably get off 1 or 2 volleys before that happens. That, and your opponent probably has their own air units as well. So that's going to really make things hard for Stetman this week in terms of trying to do a printer build. The Bountiful definitely helps him out. I feel like if you just go for a suicide, like Baneling Wave, like your opponents can't ignore you with that. And so I think that's probably your best bet. Just go pure Stack Breaker, just blow everything up. I think that's probably the best strategy this week. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this tier list, found it informational, found it helpful, found it completely wrong, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear some feedback from you guys, as always. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.